Welcome, Alexia. I'm so happy to have you here. How are you today?
Hi, Catherine. I'm great. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And even though it's evening time, it's it's beautiful. I'm excited.
Me too. I'm so happy to finally meet you like this. So tell us a little bit about your story. Share with my audience how you actually, what triggered you to start doing what you're doing now.
The coaching, wow. It
Mhm.
goes back a while, actually. In 2011, I went, I was having pain in my body, well, for a couple of years. And it just all led up to 2011 when I visited an osteopath about 2 hours away. And that was even funny how I even found him. It was online through a Lebanese website for insoles. So I was
Mhm.
having pain in the back of my legs, just shooting pain whenever I was standing at the fax machine or washing dishes,
Mhm.
and just this constant pain. And so I was going to various doctors, and doctors couldn't find anything biologically or anatomically wrong.
Mhm.
Some doctors even told me that I had to live with the pain, or if it was like probably made up, like a mental pain. And then I finally found this doctor 2 hours away from where I live, and I went to see him. And it was great. It was a very, very unique type of therapy that I'd never actually experienced in my life.
Mhm.
And on the last session, I remember I made a point to look on his wall for his qualifications because I was interested in his method. And one of his certificates wrote NLP certified practitioner. So if you don't know NLP, it means neuro linguistic programming.
Mhm.
I had no idea about neuro linguistic programming during that time. So I went home, I Googled, and I read up all this beautiful, amazing information about it. And I realized what had happened during our sessions together.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I was interested in learning the same, for myself, or just at least just being able to do that with my family.
Mhm.
Um, Long story short, I ended up doing a life coach training in Dubai in 2011.
Mhm.
That changed my life completely. I'm
Mhm.
actually living in my trainer's house right now in Paphos.
Mhm.
We manifested this house as well before we had a family. My husband and I, we were hoping to find a house before we started a family, and it turns out my trainer was leaving the island and he didn't have anybody to rent the house. So it was all
Wow.
everything so beautifully synchronized.
Mhm.
So I did my training, and I was still working. I stayed where I was working at that time. I was in corporate. I was in a corporate office as a sales marketing assistant to a regional manager, and it took me quite a while to actually make the shift into where I am now. I had our first baby, so that was motherhood slapping me in the face big time. Um, and then 4 years down the line, I fell pregnant with our second baby, and then that's when I knew. I knew I couldn't go back to the office. I was on maternity leave, and I think this even touches up on one of my questions later. Um, I knew I couldn't go back to the office. I knew it wasn't in my heart's, in my calling
You
anymore, and I
felt
knew.
resentment, right?
Yes, I felt like I was being a fake. I felt like I wasn't being authentic to myself, and I knew that I should be doing something else. I should be helping people, and I was a natural coach actually. I was always helping my friends and family with their issues and their problems. So it was very natural to me. But then I got some actual skills and tools to sit down and really like help people, like at the core. Um, so my husband and I, we decided, okay, it's now or never. If we don't do that now, then we're just going to go back to that comfort zone and get used to life again. And then it's going to be much harder to leave, with two kids and a safe salary and all that comfort. So I stayed home. We decided to stay home. I raised my daughter from home, and that was the full-time stay-at-home mom thing for 2 years with Sophia. And then, so she's 5 now. So when she was 3, that was when my business really started to take off
Mhm.
completely because
Mhm.
I was able to fully focus on that without
Mhm.
being distracted by my kids. Because then she started nursery school, and now she's going to start going to primary school in September. So
Mhm.
things are just really like taking their role, taking their place.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've been doing this for the full time for the past 3 years. I've got clients all over the world, and it's amazing. It's amazing being able to support people.
This is such a powerful story. We share a little bit similar things. Like I had the health issues also, but
Yeah,
all of that disappeared.
I know.
Right?
Environment, yes, it's crazy.
It's incredible
So
when we are in alignment with our purpose, when we are in alignment with ourselves, and when we do authentically what we are supposed to do, if I may say so,
yes,
then everything falls to the right place, right? So
exactly.
that was the biggest challenge that practically triggered you to leave the corporate, right?
That was the catalyst. Yeah, the
Mhm,
catalyst was
mhm,
being pregnant with my second, and just
mhm.
like knowing inside of me that something had to change. I couldn't see myself staying in corporate for another 15 years. I just couldn't do it.
It happened the same to me.
I couldn't do it.
Absolutely the same. And I was like, 15 more years?
Yes.
No, no, no,
And
15 is enough.
yeah, and it was a great job. I mean, it really, really served me, and I was so grateful for everything. But there were people in there that had arrived at that job when they were 20, and the specific woman that I'm sharing, amazing woman, she turned 60. She turned
Mm,
60 at that job.
mm.
And for me, that was like,
There
oh
has
my
to be
God,
something else, right? There has
yes,
to be something bigger.
yeah. And for each person, it's different, right? Maybe for
Yeah.
her, that was her purpose, right? It
Mm.
just, for me, it wasn't aligned. It just wasn't aligned. And it's
And I'm
okay.
very grateful that actually you felt that and stepped up, because you are one of my favorite people in the
Oh,
world, and I love everything you do. And I don't think you would actually serve making this world a better place if you stayed in a corporate.
yeah.
But this way you actually can. What has been the number one thing that continuously inspire you to grow as a coach, to grow your business, to serve more people?
The number one thing, the number one thing is hearing my clients' stories, like when they have their breakthroughs and when they send me their Voxer messages and they share their wins, and that's just, for me, it just drives me. And I think it's a bit selfish as well in a way. Um, it's just so beautiful seeing somebody coming into a program and then watching them a couple of months down the line being completely unleashed, being completely um, trusting and surrendered, and taking chances and just believing in themselves on a completely new level. It's
Mhm.
amazing. And also with the relationships, changes in their relationships, love and expansion, and that's what drives me. Just seeing that, it's like how if you're planting a flower, you plant a flower, you get a little pot plant from the flower shop, and you plant it into a nice, vase or in the garden, and then you water it and you nurture it, and then suddenly you see it with a bud, and that bud blooms, and you're
Mhm.
like, wow, I did that. But it's not really you, you know what I mean? You just gave the flower the right environment, you put it in the right place, you gave it the
Yes.
sunshine, the water. So you provided the right environment for that blossom to bloom. And this is what I do. And just, it's that bloom that they have. And for me, that's incredible.
This is the most beautiful feeling for me too. Like it's
Yeah.
it's amazing that we can actually just inspire them through that healthy environment to grow in any way
Yeah.
that we serve this world. And I think that all of us who are in coaching business have the same mission. We're just doing it differently,
Yeah.
and we cover different topics, but basically we are all here to make
Yeah.
this world a better place, and doing it one by one,
Mm-hmm.
person by person. I always say there is a ripple effect, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you will agree with me. Like when you help one person,
Yeah.
their family will blossom with them, and the neighborhood and the city, and so on and so
Exactly.
forth,
Yeah.
right?
Ripple Effect is the name of my company.
I know.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I really struggled when I finished my training in 2011. I came back home ready to take on the world, right? And I said, I have to find a name. I have to find a name. And I think I wrote down 2 pages of ideas for names for my company. And then it just nothing sat, nothing landed for me. And then finally, when I went to the designer's office to start designing a website, it just came to me, the ripple effect, and it's been the same, and I've kept it the same, and it really, really, it resonates, and I think that's
Yes.
exactly what we do.
Yes. Yes.
And it starts with ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Starts with
Exactly.
ourselves, yeah.
First, we need to go
Mhm.
deep in and to transform so that we can help other people for sure. I
Yeah.
actually dreamed my title and my business name. It was a dream, and I was like, okay, let's do that. And that was like 10 years ago. Okay, if it came that way, then it has to be a purpose. So,
Exactly.
have you arrived to your heaven on earth destination?
Good question. I feel like sometimes I have.
Hmm.
I think sometimes I do get a taste of heaven on earth, and it's not. It has to do with the connections that we make and the love that the level of love that you're able to feel with other people, and the level of love you're able to share with other people. I think
Hmm.
that's the heaven on earth that we're supposed to create. And okay, we make a living with our business. We make money with our business. We're here to serve. We're getting paid for that. At the same time, that money as well is being used, you know, to hire other coaches or to hire technicians or to hire designers or to hire. So there's even that ripple effect,
Yes.
right? With our business growing, others also growing in their profession. So I don't know. It's just, yeah, I think most days I am in my heaven and earth. Yeah, I am.
And it's a very beautiful energy. I can feel your energy. And when you say love, and today I left one comment on LinkedIn, it was just about that love and above, that feeling that we can actually connect with.
Yes.
And we usually find each other now with internet and technology.
Yes.
It's kind of easier. So I'd like you to tell us a little bit about this upcoming summit, this beautiful summit of yours,
Thank you so
which
much.
is going to happen very soon,
Yes.
and actually invite people to join us.
Yep, it's happening. It's actually the Women on Purpose Global Summit second edition. We
Hmm.
had one edition in March, and it made such a beautiful impact that we decided to keep the theme for the whole of 2021.
Hmm.
It's happening on June 23rd,
Hmm.
and it's a full day live stream event
Hmm.
where we're going to be I'll be the host, and I'm going to be joined with amazing speakers from all over the world. It's about seven, I think I've got 7 or 8 speakers so far, but all are um, spiritually soul purpose driven leaders,
Hmm.
and we're gathering together because we want to create this beautiful wave of the unconditional love,
Hmm.
the awakening people into their purpose, and he's supposed to be in bed, and just helping them to hear how being a soul purpose aligned a woman or man looks like and feels like, and by hearing the stories of our speakers, by receiving the tools and the insights they're going to share with us. Of course, they're going to please switch it off. Please switch it off.
It's okay.
I'm doing a recording. I'm on a call.
It's okay. We will do the post production. Don't worry. It's okay. I know how it is. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. So the speakers, yeah, it's really about bringing people together to help them connect with their soul purpose,
Hmm.
helping them to. So we're going to be doing exercises like shifting your energy, raising your frequency,
Hmm.
helping you to release your fears
Hmm.
into that courage,
Hmm.
knowing what it feels like to embody your purpose and then to actually unleash your soul in your life. So feeling unleashed in your soul, and I'm sure you will agree, it can get quite wild, and quite crazy, living through
Yeah,
your,
I know.
you don't have control and you just get to follow, and this is how it gets to be, and we have to we really have to shift the paradigm about how we live our lives and how we are creators of our heaven on earth.
Hmm.
And that's what the summit is about. It's about stepping into your purpose so that you create your version of heaven on earth,
Hmm.
because that's how we create the heaven on earth globally.
Exactly.
Each person, bringing their piece of the puzzle, and that just clicks in, and then we have that beautiful bigger picture all activated and working together in harmony.
Exactly. I really love it, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it. And I would like to invite my audience to join us because there's going to be an awesome event. We all went through this kind of transformation to be able to do what we are doing now and to actually serve a world on this level that we are actually doing now. So I would like people to understand that the transformation comes from within, and then actually we can create and really be who we are and have success with it. Whatever we learn, know-how is very simple, but it's, for some people is working, for some not. Of course, it's not working when there is an inner work that needs to be done.
Yes.
So the inner work and everything that you were mentioning now for me was a complete game changer. I always knew what I'm teaching people now, but it wasn't on this scale. Why? Because I didn't work on myself. And when I did, when I invested years and years in personal growth, this is what happens. So I would like to invite everyone to join us and feel that and hear so many beautiful people. And if you are available in 2 days, since we're recording this on Monday, so Wednesday, we're having a clubhouse event about soul-led businesses. And if you are free, I would like to invite you to join us because you will meet amazing people and we can actually...
What time is it?
It will be at 9 p.m.
I think I'm on another call.
My time, but it's probably later your time. Anyway, we will do the post production about this too. So,
will you send me a link or an invite?
Yes. I will.
So I remember.
Okay, so now we're going to do the second part of the interview. I am going to ask you very quick questions, and you have like 10 seconds to answer to me. Let's spice it up a little bit, and you will hear this when the time is up.
I like that. Okay.
Very, very difficult questions. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is a recent book that I've actually read. It's called it's by Mary Magdalene Revealed by Emma Waterson, I think. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. It's got to do with the feminine Christ consciousness and the real meaning of Christ, of Jesus Christ. It's a beautiful book. I'm sure you'll love it.
Sounds amazing. I never heard about it, but I will check it out for sure. What do you like to do at your spare time?
I like to laze out in the sun and just receive new codes from the sun and upgrade my DNA that way. I love horse riding. I love reading. I love listening to podcasts. And I love, what else? I like going for walks out in nature. Dancing, putting on music and just going crazy with the kids.
I do the same.
And with the dog. We have a dancing dog. So my dog loves to dance whenever she hears music or she hears me singing. She comes to me and she wants to dance. So
I don't have a dog, but I have a son who does the same.
All together, you know.
All together.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. And the last one would be, where do you find inspiration, and what would your advice would be for people who are actually in soul-led businesses?
Inspiration. So I find inspiration through, you know, actually through being on events like this, like listening to other people going through their journeys, putting myself in communities where there are other leaders and soul-led, you know, entrepreneurs and coaches that are just going, you know, the extra mile. They are expanding and they are creating the next level style of coaching, which for me is very spiritual, very spiritual.
Beautiful. I like that too. So we share so many things in common. Tell us a little bit where people can find you, how they can reach out to you.
Okay, so I have a Instagram account. My handle is Alexia's Ripple Effect. The same name is used in Facebook page. So I've got a Facebook business page called Alexia's Ripple Effect.
Mhm.
And I'm also on Facebook on my personal profile, Alexia Vlahos Kolokasides. My website is www.rippleeffect.com.cy. Yep.
Mhm.
It is not an updated website, and I do need to upgrade it. But there's some testimonials in there. There's some beautiful blog posts that I've done, and it's a work in progress. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me. I truly
Thank you so
enjoyed,
much, Catherine.
and I hope you did too.
Thank you so much. I had lots of fun, and I'm excited to have you on our summit. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll hopefully connect again on Wednesday for that clubhouse thing. I hope I'll be there.
Wonderful. And thank you for inviting me for the summit. I'm truly
Welcome.
honored.
Thank you for
Thank
accepting. Thank you.
you. My pleasure. Bye
Have a
bye.
beautiful evening. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.